Hi and welcome to my skin tutorial, and thanks for purchasing. As you can see, I've already done most of this screening apart from the skin and the clothes. You can purchase all of those tutorials to see how I did all of this up to this point. If you have purchased more, you'll even heard me say this line loads, but this is how I like to edit. It doesn't mean that you have to edit like this and take it every step. You can pick which steps that you'd like to do, and you don't have to do any. Anytime that I go onto a new brush, say the pen, brush, water tool, whatever, I don't change the settings apart from the size and the opacity / density. So you can just pause the video and read all the settings that I have. If they're not legible or it's a bit blurry, let me know and I will put a print screen somewhere on the link in the description or something like that. So I'm going to get started with this. Make a new layer set. As you can see with all the others, I like to have it organised. Change that to skin, new layer. Then we're going to get the colour picker tool. I'm losing my voice because I've been talking so much. And we're going to get colour from in the middle of the cheeks and go quite a bit darker. Get brush tool. I'm going to change the size to around 4 and draw a line where sort of like the cheeky bone kind of thing would be. Obviously I've only got one side of the cheek available, but you would repeat the same on both sides. Then a bit of a line down the side of the nose there. One going around the forehead. And sort of a upside down U shape on the chin. This under the nose and that by the cheek. And then we're going to make a new layer, go slightly lighter, and just do a line next to everything that we just did, really, apart from the cheek and the nose. And again, lighter, and we're doing exactly the same again. Now I'm going to do a new one again, and I'm going to go eyedropper, colour picker, whatever this is called, under the eye, and I'm going to go quite a bit lighter this time. And sorry, I made a new layer on all those steps. I probably should have said that. I'm really sorry if you didn't make a new layer. It doesn't really matter too much anyway, because I'm going to merge them all together. I just like to make a new layer in case I do something wrong. Okay, now we're going to do upside down triangle under both the eyes, and sort of a arrow on the forehead and on top of the brow with a bit of a stem coming up, a circle on the chin, a line under there, a little dot on that part of the cheek, and just a bit around the lips there. I'm now going to merge all of those layers together with this button here. I'm going to get the water tool around 7px, and I'm just going to blend all that in until it all looks smooth and you can't see any of like the weird shapes that I drew. I usually blend in the direction that I drew it in, if that makes sense. Makes it just a bit easier to do it. I'm just going to make the brush a bit bigger to do the forehead. Okay, and I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to do some of that stuff again, but just little bits at a time, and blending it as I go rather than doing it and then merging it. Again, it's up to you which bits you decide to redo. I always decide to redo the cheekbones because they always get lost a bit. Under the chin, I'm going to go for a bigger one because I can see a few lines there. Then I'm going to redo the lighter bits again. And those with the water tool again. Skin is my least favourite bit to do, and I think I'm the worst at the skin out of everything that I do, but I still manage it. It's not too bad, I guess. Oh, that cheekbone. There. I'm just gonna go and add a bit more on this bit here because I think I've gone a bit too bright under the eye. Now this is a point that you really need to take into account kind of what kind of shadows will be projected onto the face. So as you can see, my Squeeney's got a lot of hair on her face, so I'm going to take a dark colour on a new layer. What's happened here? I've never done that before. Okay, I have no idea what that is, so ignore that. I don't think it's made any difference. But I'm going to get the brush tool, quite a dark colour, and I'm just going to do sort of a shadowy line tracing where that hits the face, and lower the opacity on the layer until you think it looks right, and get the water tool and sort of blur out the edges. As you can see, it just adds a bit more depth to the face. Then I'm going to make a new layer, same colour, pen tool, 0.7, and I'm going to draw a line around the chin and anywhere that's exposed, and lower the opacity. And then, new layer again, still the pen, just draw a little kind of U thing there, 2 circles at the edge of the lips, and lower the opacity till it looks right. Just add a bit more depth there. And then, new layer, I'm going to go a bit lighter. I'm going to get brush around 9px. Oh, I've gone too light. And I'm going to do sort of a V shape under the chin and blend that with the water tool around 9px. I've gone for a bit of a dark colour here, but it's not too bad. I can lower the opacity. Then go a little bit darker, 4px, and do sort of just a very faint V now, and again blend it in with the water tool. And as you can see, my avatar is wearing clothes that have got mesh. I'm just going to merge those and lower the opacity a bit. So I can still carry on doing the rest like I usually would. So I usually go onto the base layer, get the blur tool, and around 10, and just blur the features that she already has, because I'm going to be redoing them myself. Bye boobs. And then I'm going to, just need to open and close that, make a new layer, and we're going to go for quite a dark colour. I'm going to have to go for a bit darker because it's mesh clothing, but we're going to do, I need to go much darker. You just go a bit darker on the skin. I'm going to do a sort of like a V shape and blend that out with quite a big one. The water tool, I'd say around 16, and just do it in the same motion that you did the V in, until the lines become less harsh. And this is the way I do big boobs. Quite a lot of people like to have big boobs, but if you want smaller, you can always do it like this and then bring them down, so you can barely see them at the bottom there. All personal preference. Then make a new layer, go quite darker, get the pen tool 0.7, and just draw a straight line where the boobs meet, lower the opacity, new layer, and do it again but coming from halfway, lower the opacity. Merge those 2 layers together. Then we're going to do a new layer on top of the base of the boobs and under that line. Going to get a dark colour, brush around 6. Oops, I've not gone dark enough. I'm going to do a smaller V shape like so. Get the water tool again, around 8 this time, and again blend it out in sort of the same motion. Then I'm going to get a new layer, go quite light this time, brush around 9, and in the middle I'm going to do, as you can see, just 2 kind of circles and a V triangle thing around there. Water tool again, around 13, probably bigger actually, 16, and blend that out like so. And that's the main thing I do with the boobs. You can always go back through. I always merge the layers together and sort of like use the water tool to blend it all in again, or you can repeat any of the layers that you think, but I'm quite happy with mine there. I'm now going to do the collarbone. For that I make a new layer, that dark tone again that you use for the initial layer of the boobs. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, just around there. And we're going to do two, whatever these are called, that kind of shape. Get the water tool. Again, you can see a bit of a pattern developing here. And we're going to blend those down. I need a much darker colour for under this mesh. There we go. Water tool. I keep saying blend tool, it's not a blend tool. Okay, I might have gone too dark there, but it's nothing I can't fix. And then, if they're proven to be a bit of a nightmare, you can always join them up in the middle with the water tool, like you've seen me do there, and blend them up slightly. So I'm now going to lower the opacity of those because I did it too dark. New layer, and we're going to go light again this time, and draw two sort of, I have no idea how to describe these shapes, but you can see what I'm doing. Then get the water tool, and as you can see me doing, blend it out to the side, and the same on the other side, and that little bit in the middle as well. And then I'm going to get the blur tool because I've done a bit too much, and just blur those bottom bits out a little bit. As you can see, I've gone for quite a prominent collarbone. You don't have to, you can lower the opacity and everything like that. So that is my skin done. You can see the differences there. I'm now going to do the clothes. For the mesh, I keep hearing noises in my kitchen. It's really creeping me out. But anyway, I'm going to go for black. This is how I do mesh with the clothes. I can't obviously show you how to do all the clothes because I'd be here all day. But all the bits that you want to be mesh, colour in complete black with the pen tool. As you can see me do. Doesn't matter if you go over because you can always erase it afterwards if it looks bad. And then lower the opacity of the layer to around 40. To be honest, it looks pretty similar to what I did before, but I did it myself. And then I'm just going to colour over the, sorry my phone just went off, the bits that we can see. I'm going to redo those myself as well. With clothing, I do just tend to redo what the screening already has, I'm not going to lie, it just makes my life a lot easier. Then I'm going to go with a light colour brush tool and do kind of a, whatever that motion is called, on where you can see me doing it. I'm going to get the water tool, around 12, blend that in. If you wanted kind of like a PVC vibe, I'd go new layer, around a grey tool, pen, do a line as you can see me doing, lower the opacity, new layer, lighter again, draw a line probably half the size on top, again lower the opacity, and just keep repeating with lighter colours until you get to white, where I just do a few pixels like that in the middle, and then lower the opacity. And as you can see, it kind of looks like a PVC line. You can blend those together and merge those together, and then use the water tool to blend it out slightly. It makes it look a bit more realistic. I might actually keep that because I think it looks quite cool. Now I just layer copied to get it onto the bottom bit. I'm just gonna fill it in because I'm lazy instead of having to redo it again. And use the water tool to blend it out. As you can see, it's provided quite a nice effect for the collar up there. I don't know if I want to do it for the bit down here. Yeah, I may as well. So again, pen around the grey colour and around the top. I'm just going to do lower the opacity, new layer, lighter, around half the size, new layer, lighter, half the size again, new layer, white, a few dots, pixels. Then zoom out, merge those layers together using this button here. Then get the water tool, oops, not that one, and blend those slightly. Then for the meshy part, new layer, get a black pen and just do kind of like crease lines on it, as you can see me doing. Lower the opacity right down, then a new layer, white, and a line above all of the lines that you just made. And then zoom out and lower that opacity right down as well. As you can see, it makes it look like creases in the top. I've probably put them in bad places. And then merge those together and you can play with the opacity. But sometimes I like it without the creases, but that's how to make the creases. As you can see, I've kept it without. So yeah, that's how to do skin. Hope you like it. I can't think of anything else I need to add. No. Great, so if you did enjoy this tutorial, then please make a review. I would love to see it. Thank you. Oops, wrong one.